right, so you are playing. Now, I don't know who Jono is.
I don't know either. I thought it was you.
No, I'm Goshawk on Fighting Flattops. Yeah, I played this like, gosh, it was the first beach trip. So 1, 2, 3, 4 years ago with the little one. Because Baker was about to turn 5 and he was not quite 1. So yeah, it was 4 years ago.
So is this kind of like one of those older Milton Bradley games? It's super easy to play and just super fun.
No, it is Flat Top, the old super complex
Okay.
Avalon Hill board game.
So
Just made into a web version, so it's easy.
this is the
It's
game,
Flat
right?
Top, yes. Yeah, I mean, it virtually is that game, only a better version because it's double blind. Because I'm playing my favorite scenario, it's Coral Sea. I'm playing Coral Sea against Michael. And oh my gosh, I'm really pissed. My cap at Port Moresby just landed. I'm not kidding. Just landed, and he rated the base with I don't know, like 10 bombers.
Wow. Now I thought caps were defensive planes
Oh
against
yeah,
ships.
they are, but they just landed because the Air Cobra is terrible. That's the fighters that the Allies have. They're terrible. I mean terrible. And so anyway, they just landed. It was 1 hour before dark. Did I launch my other cap fighters that I could have? Ooh, why would I do that? Why? Why would I do that? So I have no fighters in the air. And I have 100 bombers on the ground that are just going to get nuked. I bet he blows up 10 or 15 planes on the ground, at least. Just from strafing them with the zeros, which won't be occupied with fighters. I had 25 air covers that just landed. I would have massacred him.
Who are you playing?
Collarin.
Oh, okay. So I assume it's got 5, 6 different phases here.
All right, so you're. All right, so
Japan.
this is the main screen. You're on operations. So
Yep.
just look at the very top. See your phases: operations, search, reports, combat, results, recovery.
Yep.
All right, so you'll do operations is where you'll do you'll plot all your activities for the 1 hour turn, and then it'll process through all these other things, and it may ask you to react to search reports or combat results or combat reports if they occur.
Okay.
So the first thing that you want to do, that I always do. Now, who are you on this one? Are you the Americans? It looks like.
Japan.
Because I see an American task force. It looks like out there, and some subs. Slide your screen. What scenario are you playing? Character duel.
I think so.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. This is the one. I was thinking. I told Phil. I was like, you need to get in here and play. But I think we played a long time ago, and he lost interest because he literally, if I'm not mistaken, he just turned around and went the other direction. And I was like, dude.
Well, see, that's my problem. I'm trying to figure out how this game. Where's the orientation? What's my objective here? So I'm looking at this map, and I don't know if I'm looking. I guess I'm looking. What is this right here?
That is a lay or whatever. It is a seaplane base, Japanese.
So is that okay? That's where I'm taking off from.
You must be the Japanese.
I am the Japanese.
Okay, you're the Japanese, yeah, because I started saying the red ones are enemy bases. All right, so bases on this one ain't gonna matter. I mean, that base is so far away. There shouldn't be anything else even playable. So I'm pretty sure if you just go to your, you have one base. It looks like, look over on the far left. You see task forces, air groups, bases. You only have one base and one task force.
Okay.
So that's all you got to worry about on this particular scenario. And I bet you the only thing on your base are float planes. Yeah, there they are. So let's do the basics. You have no. All right, look up at the top.
Oops.
Oops.
Okay.
So stay right here for a second. Up in the top right, you see turn advance 1 turn to 0800. So it's 8 o'clock in the morning, so it's daylight most likely. And if you want to speed the game up, you can advance farther. I don't advise doing that.
Okay.
Play it 1 hour at a time. Trust me, the anticipation will get you anyway. All right, so that's what time it is. All right, so now click on that is your main map. That's where you'll plot all of your ship moves and things like that. So it looks like you've already dragged and dropped the target for your carrier group. So that's the course that it's on, heading toward that little green target marker. Yeah. And you can change that anytime you want. It'll change the course of your task force. Now, up in the top again, that's your access for your unit. So click on the task force, the one that looks like a lot of ships. Second to the map. All right, so there's your task force. You're on search mode, which is fine because that's all you're doing right now. And the mission search and speed is standard. So yeah, that's you got options there. You can full speed, flank, which is probably 28 knots for that task force because you got some fast cruisers. The Kirishima is a battle cruiser, so it's pretty fast.
Okay. All right. So all those guys act together.
That just gives you the status of your ships on that right there. Now you can split those guys off if you want to. If you want to do something fancy, you could take like the Kirishima and you see down at the bottom, you can drag it bottom left, just drag ship here to create a new task force. So straight down into there.
Yeah.
And boom, you got a new task force.
All right. And who else should I drop in there?
Drag maybe one of your heavy cruisers.
That's a Suzuya?
Yeah. I mean, just for giggles, and give them a destroyer. Probably one of the big ones like the Yaguri. The Japanese have some gigantic destroyers.
Okay.
All right, so there's another task force, and if you go back over, it's not task force 2, and if you go back over on your map screen, you'll see it will be right under that one. Now, here's the thing you do. When the things are stacked on top of each other like they are, go over to the left under the task force box and click on the little dot beside the 2. Go back to your map.
Right here?
Yeah, but have your map open.
Okay.
So what will happen now is if you click on that little dot beside the 2, the target, it will show you that task force. And now you can drag its target. And what I would do is I would send that task force ahead of the other one. So click on the task, there you go, and drag its heading maybe slightly different than the other and make it go faster. So because what you want to do is destroy the other guy's carriers. Once you get his carriers, he's done.
So am I just looking for him at this point?
Yeah, you're just looking for him at this point. Now go back over your task forces. Uh-oh. Dang it, my screensaver came on. I forgot I'm not actually doing anything. So make it as fast as possible. So full speed for it. This should bump it up, 30 knots.
Okay.
So it'll cruise out slowly ahead of your other ships, but what it might do is sucker him into attacking the battle cruiser. Now he get points for sinking a battleship, but he's not going to get any of these points as he sinks for a carrier. So he's probably sitting on the Hornet and the Enterprise. I can't remember I think those are the carriers in this scenario. Pretty nasty.
So let's go over these shapes here. This is a
that's carrier. CV is carrier.
Okay.
Zukaku and Shokaku, the 2 best Japanese carriers, I think, because they're fast and heavily armed. All right, then you got CAs, or heavy cruisers. And if you click on one, I believe, does it give you any details, or is it just a pop-up?
Nothing.
I'll click the dot beside the ship where it says ship details, and it'll give you a little information about them. Right in the box, right under standard speed.
Oh. Yeah. Nice. Okay.
Nice speed, 30. And the game is most likely, I don't know how he did the damage, if it's a straight conversion or not out of flat top, but the ships are going to be, it's a heavy cruiser. It'll absorb so much damage. The ship, blah, blah, blah. It'll take damage like a cruiser or a heavier carrier or whatever when it takes hits. But what you can do is, and I think that ammo is just for rounds of combat it can engage against surface combat. That's all that is. Now, the other interesting thing, table view. I didn't know it had a table view.
There was a button down here that said view ships or something like that.
And then,
oh, here it is. Okay.
How did you even do that?
View ship list.
Oh, view ship list. There it is. Yeah. He's added that. I don't recall that in the past. All right, so from that's that's kind of all you need on this page. You have missions that you can change, but like bombard or attack, like a base or a known target. But you don't have any of that right now, so you can ignore that. But if you click on mission for each task force, you can tell it to do different things.
Hey, hold on one second.
Oh, Chris just started a game with me called Carrier Duel. It's an addictive game, to me at least.
I know there's been a lot of those lately. That diplomacy thing, I've been having a blast with that.
Well, this is this is a true war game right here. Old school, 1 hour turns, individual planes, etc. All right, so task forces, I think that's probably it. You know how to make new ones. You sign, you know how to do the courses and things like that. And just remember that those are your locations, and you'll see the ships begin to move, steadily apart, etc. Now,
Okay.
distances on that map are deceiving. It's a good thing down at the bottom below. Once you get underneath the map, there's some tools down there if you want to like measure distances and such. It's pretty handy. As for so you can distance tables, you can add rulers and things like that. But you or the Japanese in this scenario, you will, if you lose, you ought to be slapped because you have such range on your thing. So this is always nice too. So if you do like from friendly task forces to enemy bases or carriers, that's boom, really easy thing to do. Like, and you got to actually check a like task force on your side, friendly TFs and things like that. But it'll give you a little table down below to show you the miles for each one.
Okay, cool.
Kilometers. So whatever you got it set to. So 694. That's a pretty good distance from Port Moresby to Task Force 1. But I'm trying to figure out where Colorado attacked me from. And so you don't have any air groups sighted, or you don't have any air groups in flying. So that's why you can't spot those. All right, so that's that one. Now I'm going to show you let's see, go to the next. The next one is the air groups. So this will just show you air groups that you have in play, but you don't have any. So let's do this right now. Let's go to the next one, which is the air base. Not your carriers, not yet. Let's do an air base launch first, because you want to get your flying boats in the air immediately. So see those big ones? Those are probably Mavises. We have 12 Emily's. Look at the range on those. 3,700 miles.
Jeez.
I mean, they'll fly all the way across the map. So this is your best plane, but they're all the way over at Lay or whatever that base's name is. So drag, it's ready to launch. So don't hit launch all. Drag the airplane icon down into launching. And before we do that, look up at the top where it talks about Lay handles all plane types, so float planes and regular planes, but you only have, looks like 2 kinds of float planes. Capacity is 40 planes, and you have 28 base there. You can ready only 8 planes per turn, per hour, but you can launch 30. See, Port Moresby's screwing me because I can launch like 50 planes, but I'm only ready 20. I've got like 150 planes that I brought in from Australia just in time to get bombed. They're not ready or launched. It's important to note the time of day when you're launching and recovering planes. So sunrise for this base is at 0600 and sunset at 1900 hours. So we're 0800, so you got 11 hours of daylight, no problems. Okay. Float planes are easier anyway. All right, so drag that. Now we're gonna launch one float plane because you have no reason to launch these guys in groups. So change that 12 to 1, hit OK. Now, so here's your air group, and then on the drop-down box you got search, but click all your options there that you can return home. So as this plane will pop up, will have similar things. So it can't land on Shakaku or Zukaku because it's not a carrier plane. It can circle the base, which boy, I wish my planes were circling the base right now instead of landing. You can tell it to land somewhere. It can even tell it to attack Port Moresby. Not the job of this plane. This plane is search. So leave it on search, and then you're going to form an air group. Click right there. It says beside launching, hit form air group. All right, there's air group number 1. Now do the same thing 11 more times because you're going to launch. You need to launch all of these. Get them in the air because it'll take them forever to get up there. They only fly, I think, was 160 miles an hour. It'll take, but once you get up in the area, this is the easiest and fastest way you'll spot the bad guys. Did it say where his planes were operating from in the mission briefing?
I don't remember seeing the mission briefing.
Golly.
It might have popped up, but honestly, it's the first time I'd ever seen anything like this. So I was kind of.
So Chris had posted something about where are your ships, and I told him I thought he was Japanese for some reason.
Yeah.
We'll look on the Facebook page real quick. And yeah, I just saw that story pop up. I was like, hey, you know what? I bet these guys would like to play this game.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is a great implementation to me.
Yeah, these web-based games have been a lot of fun lately. Especially where everybody can kind of participate.
Yeah. You can't beat the price.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, if you can't get out and do stuff, it's the next best thing. And the price is perfect, it's free. Of course, I'm a member. I paid, well, it's been like 4 years ago, so I'm expired by now. But I enjoyed it so much, dude. I was playing this at work. I couldn't stop. I'm clicking, waiting on the next turn to start. Wait, yeah, come on, because you get that anticipation of searching and finding the other guy. All right, so don't launch your Pete's or whatever those POSs are. Not yet. Hold on to those. I'm not even sure what those are. They're roofs. Pete's one. All right, so they're roofs or whatever. Roofies. Roofies, yes, that's what they're. Roofies. All right, you got 5. All right, so here's all of your air groups. Now, you haven't given them courses yet, so go back over to your map. And this is the easiest way that I've seen to do this. All right, so see all your planes right over there, the little marker now. What you want to do is scroll down to the bottom of your air group list and choose air group, whichever way you want to start, at the top or the bottom, and click the circle. No, go ahead. You can do it either way. You can unhighlight all of them, or you can just click on the circle and then take that and drag the bouncing little marker out into the sea somewhere. Just drag it out, way out. Way out there. And what you want to do is create a pattern from each plane to try to search. And see the shaded part, all the sea is shaded right now, that's your range. And these planes can fly just a ridiculous amount. And don't make them too far apart. Put them pretty close together. You'd be surprised at what you won't find. And I don't remember where he's operating. I wonder if it'll let me start my game. And then maybe if I'm the Japs or the Americans, I'll show you where he is. Let's see. Let's see who he chose. Because I told him that trick, just start another game, and that way he probably chose Japanese against me. Unless he did random. If he did random, 50-50. I am the Americans. All right, so let me tell you where he is. Oh, wow. He's down near New Caledonia. I thought he was to the south. All right, so take your search planes and reroute them. You want to go southeast.
Okay.
Down across Port Moresby. So Port Moresby can be dangerous to you. Nobody's not there. There's not one sub, it looks like maybe 2. So he could be down where it says Coral Sea.
Yeah.
He'll be by now, probably between the Coral Sea and the Solomon Sea. So Phil took off to the northwest, back toward Japan. I was like, dude, we're supposed to be fighting. Where are you going? Because later in the game, and then the other guy, I just plastered him because I was the Japanese. He never saw it coming. Because they have such greater range on their carrier planes. And you can, if you want, you can pull that map in on its or come out, pan out some, so you don't have to scroll your screen all the time. I guess it's the minus sign there, because every time you click on it, it's going to center.
I know my screen's dark.
Yeah, that dark is dark because that's the range circle.
Yeah.
The radius of the range of your plane. And it's ridiculous. I mean, on the Mavis, that's the most long-range plane in the game. So now your problem is going to be your ships are closer to Port Moresby than his ships are to Ley or wherever Ley or whatever.
So how do I have
this does tell me one thing about my Coral Sea game. Ley,
How do I have an idea of which direction he's coming from?
Well, his setup area, from what I'm seeing on this map, and I'm assuming it's the same, is east of the word Coral Sea. Due east of Coral Sea. He's going to be near, you see the island of New Caledonia out there?
Not right now. It's all kind of black. But
yeah, he's west of Vanuatu and north of New Caledonia is where he's going to be. So once you get all your air groups for the destination, go ahead and extend those over to the east quite a bit. Oh, your screen went black. Yeah, yours on.
It's weird.
I guess he's using Google Maps for the background, but your maps are what do you call it? Satellite view. And mine are old style, just line drawings.
Okay, maybe that'll reset later.
Yeah, I don't know what it's doing. Well, click on so it didn't go back when you clicked a different one, like task force or something. Click on the task force. It's just something like that, or air groups, and let it load up, and maybe it'll reload your maps. What is it doing? That's bizarre.
Maybe my okay, reset map.
Oh, okay.
Still not
Center and zoom to show all friendly task force. Yeah, do that. What happened? Is there any other option on the map that you could have hit? That might have worked because it looks like it's reloading.
There we go.
There we go. All right, so he is. All right, so keep. See Solomon Islands down there to the southeast?
Yep.
He's south of that somewhere. Keep going south a little bit. Do you see the word Coral Sea? Oh, you don't see the word Coral Sea. Oh, there it is. All right, so see New Caledonia and Vanuatu over there? He's somewhere between those two islands starting out. So you'll stretch those way out there. And you guys have played turn one, right? So nobody's done anything. Yeah. As far as I know, he can only go 30 or 30 knots. He might get to the north of you there. I don't know. But, it just depends which way he goes. But, yeah, don't worry about Australia. You may pull one further up north just in case he makes a run for the Solomon Islands.
Okay.
He's probably going to stay near Port Moresby and Australia, although he doesn't have any active Australian bases in this scenario. But it's just a learning game.
Yeah.
Now, make your submarine. Submarines, oh man. The last guy I played hated me because, all right, so in Coral Sea, he's trying to invade Port Moresby because the Americans had broken the code.
Right.
And they knew the Japanese were sending a fleet to attack Port Moresby. That's why they sent the Lexington and the Yorktown to the Coral Sea area. So me knowing that, I lined up my submarines in his path, and he came straight across them. And I sank a carrier. I was sinking transports, and he never made the turn. So yeah, send your sub. Now your sub, if you try to plot it across land, is probably what just happened right there. It won't do it. So what you'll have to do is probably just plot a short course up, and then when it arrives there, you can change it.
Okay.
But you want to go southwest of that, so I'll probably cut through the Solomon Islands there, Guadalcanal, and all of those. And but yes, it won't let you do that.
Right.
Because if that line crosses the island, it'll boot you back out. So yeah, just let it go on that course for a tad, or hit it right toward the. Yeah, he may go due north.
Okay.
All right, so you got search planes out. I don't know that you want to launch them from your carrier, although you could bring carrier operations are the same. You just go to your carrier tab, and it'll show you what you have there. Now, so if you wanted to launch, let's see, you can launch 30 planes all at once as one group to attack or to search. But what you'll want to do is find him before you launch, or at least I would.
Okay.
Now your Zero has a ridiculously long range. I think it's like 1,000 miles or something. Click or hover above the Zero, and it'll tell you what the range is. You got 21 of them. So there's your Kates, 804. So 1,021 miles or kilometers. Can't remember which one. I think it's miles. Speed 204. What? Can't be right. It's a 300-mile-an-hour fighter. I guess that's cruising at 200 miles an hour. So if you wanted to launch a couple of Zeros as fighters or as searchers, that's fine. You could. But what you want to do is get a cap airborne. So when you launch, if you drag those fighters down, so let's say you want to alternate, put 10 in the air. So drag that down and launch 10 cap fighters. All right. So you put 10 of them in the air for cap. And then the default probably for fighters is cap for Task Force 1. And auto return is checked. If you were trying to fly them to somewhere else and have them land, that's fine. You're done, check auto return, and then you get more options in your drop down box for what you want them to do. But right now, the way it is, they'll fly until their endurance is out, and then they'll land. And it'll tell you when they're landing.
Okay.
So you form an air group, and it'll just put cap over your task force. So you can have both carriers launch half their fighters for cap. 20 Zeros. I would you better keep cap over your carriers at all times.
Okay.
But now here's the other thing you can do. So look into missions, you can do cap for Task Force 2 also. So as long as the task force is in range, you can tell it to fly over and fly cover for the battleships too, or the separate task force you created.
Okay.
All right, now each one of those flight groups that you've created is now on the air group tab. So if you go back over there, it'll show you each one of those, and you can change their options. You can tell them to attack if they find something. You can tell them to, change from Task Force 2 cap to Task Force 1, etc. Tell them to go ahead and land. All those different things, which is really neat options for the game. But very detailed. You just have to kind of watch it. You won't have too much in motion at any given time. Your float planes, who cares? They'll fly for 23 turns, 23 hours. And they hadn't launched yet officially, but they're ready to go. They're all set to auto return, so when they hit their endurance level, they'll turn around and come back to base. You don't even have to worry about it.
Okay.
What else is interesting? All right, so scroll back up, and let's take a look at the submarine tab. That's the periscope site there. So you got 2 submarines. Right now they're deep, and one's stopped, because I guess you probably haven't set a course for it. And I would put them maybe at periscope depth at the worst. Now, here's the other thing. Look right above where it says I-22, and see the little sun symbol beside it? Daylight. All right, so at night, put them on the surface. So after a certain point in time, when it gets dark, put them on the surface so you can see further, and then go faster. But right now, that's up to you. You can put them on the surface or not, but you're probably not going to be attacked. But if he spots you on the surface, he'll blow it out of the water with something. And they are worth a lot of points. So where's your other stuff? Oh, there it is. It'll never get in the game. You might put S, whatever that guy is. What's his name? I'll not let you grab it. Oh, there it goes. There you go. The feeder. So I-22, you might put that guy on the surface. I mean,
Okay.
why not? He doesn't have anything unless he just randomly were to send something from Port Moresby out that way. Perhaps. Probably not what in his plan would be my guess. And the last box is messages. Okay, so enemy carriers operating Coral Sea. Okay, it does. Okay, it does say Coral Sea. You're seek them out and seal them. Spirit of shift to engage American forces and service time if possible. Yeah, because he has. Let me tell you what he has. He has probably a couple of heavy cruisers. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 heavy cruisers and 5 destroyers. Saratoga and Enterprise. He has 18 PDY Catalinas that'll be searching for you out of Port Moresby. And 74 dive bombers, 29 torpedo planes, and 30. He's got 30 P-39s on Port Moresby, so don't get froggy and launch an air raid with your Peach or roofies or whatever those planes are.
So I need to go to operation or next phase now.
Now you're done. So what you want to do is go ahead and send it forward one turn. I mean, you could tell it to advance more, but I wouldn't do that unless it was night and you had no planes operating, because you want to be sure that you are. And then process sighting reports. You probably won't see anything. Yeah, no sightings. If you do, it'll tell you such and such sighted. Do you want to put a marker there, and it'll put a thumbtack on the map for whatever that sighting was. It's kind of neat. That way you keep track of what you spotted where. And so certain no sightings, you can click next phase. Now he probably will wait at this point in time because Chris probably hasn't clicked process the sighting reports. So that'll just wait until he does that. And then you'll skip on through the phases and go right back to operations. So you go through the same thing. Now next time, you won't have as much to do, but just check the status of your search planes.
Okay.
And kind of see if you need to, alter their course or anything like that.
Make sure the subs are maneuvering around those islands and stuff.
Yeah, the subs it'll tell you, has reached its destination, awaiting new orders, etc., and things like that.
Okay, cool.
There's not, once you get everything assigned, it's really air operations. That's why I was disappointed that it's not iPad friendly. It's like, dang it. But I can't figure out how to drag and drop, those planes from the ready phase, whatever.
Right.
So, but every turn it'll tell you on the report if somebody has landed or whatever, and you just need to move them down to the ready box. It'll ask you how you want them armed. So since you're sinking ships, always arm them with armor-piercing bombs or torpedoes if you're for the torpedo planes. The HE would be if you're attacking the ground targets.
Okay, very cool.
But other than that, that's kind of it until you get into a combat. So if you spot somebody and you have planes in range, obviously you'll launch as many planes as you can to try to nuke him.
Oops.
I just lost my internet connection.